The Young Turks brought to you by Carbonite Online Backup.
In Saudi Arabia, we had a woman named Manal al-Sharif. She did a video about how women should be able to drive. We have an Al Jazeera report on it, and then I have a very important update on it. Let's watch.
This is what Manal al-Sharif wants women in Saudi Arabia to do: get in the car and drive. She helped start an online group campaigning for women to be allowed to get behind the wheel in the kingdom. A mass drive has been planned for June 17. The campaigners say it is perfectly legal for a woman to drive, as there is no law against it. They've also highlighted why it's important that women be allowed to drive.
If a husband has a heart attack, what is a wife to do if there's no one else around and she can't drive?
Manal was briefly detained by authorities on Saturday for defying a fatwa or religious edict that keeps women out of the driver's seat. This was after she uploaded a video of herself driving to encourage more women to get on the road. Strict rules that keep men and women apart in Saudi Arabia mean women cannot take public transport. Instead, they have to rely on either male relatives or drivers to get around.
Not everyone is able to afford a driver. It's just too expensive for poorer families.
Manal is not the first to challenge the ban, and if this campaign gets on the road, she'll definitely not be the last.
Unfortunately, before I'd had a chance to really get off the ground and onto the road, she was arrested. The update is at 3 in the morning, police came for Manal al-Sharif and they hauled her away to prison. Saudi Arabia. Another activist, Maha Taher, is part of the people that are reporting that. The Guardian also has that story. And, you know, I think a lot of people in Saudi Arabia would want, you know, those outside of Saudi Arabia to, you know, highlight this, but at the same time not be too harsh on the Saudi government so that they get to a place where they can have reasonable change, et cetera, et cetera. I understand their desire to do that, but I can't help myself. I think the Saudi Arabian government is ridiculous. I think that they horribly oppress their women. If you think that is what Islam dictates, then I think you're greatly insulting Islam. If that's what you really believe, then I think, you know, you're 100% wrong to say that women are, you know, obviously not equal. They can't drive in the country. How barbaric are you? They don't even trust women to drive. And of course, that's not all. Women need written approval from a designated guardian, of course, a male, a father, a husband, or a brother, or even a son, to leave the country, to work, or to travel abroad. Can you imagine how demeaning that is? You have to go to your son and say, hey, will you allow me to travel? Will you let me go to work? They have no respect for women. And it is a deplorable country that oppresses 50% of their population, let alone all the other parts that they oppress. Of course, the United States government is great allies with Saudi Arabia, not because of any of our democracy agenda or any of the other things that we state. It is because, I don't know if you know this, they have a ton of oil. So if you'd like to terribly oppress your women and your minorities and just about everybody else, and actually spread terror money throughout the world, make sure you have a lot of oil before you do it. In which case, it's going to be okay. Saudi Arabian government is one of the worst governments in the world. By the way, one last thing. They say we partly are staying in Afghanistan, we've got all those troops there, because the Taliban do not treat their women well. How about our great allies in Saudi Arabia?
Eventually, you're going to have a computer disaster, your computer is going to crash, and you're going to lose all your files. But with Carbonite Online Backup, you don't have to worry about any of that because it automatically saves your files off-site. You can access all of your backed up files from any computer remotely, or if you want, you can also access your files through an iPhone or BlackBerry with Carbonite's awesome free app. Carbonite costs just $55 a year for unlimited backup for your PC or Mac. Think about it, that's less than $5 a month. Get a free trial at Carbonite.com by using the promo code TYT, and you also get 2 months free if you decide to buy.